Right. Had a few emails, well, a lot of emails this weekend. A few voice texts, about five. We had two off one particular person who's some relative to somebody that we're on about in this video today, and somebody else as well, but don't really bother me that. But what bothers me is Kugan Cassius handing my mobile phone number out to people without confirming with me. But then again, Kugan, you've already handed Joshua's number out, ain't you, to the big fella a few years ago. So we know what you're about, don't we? But let me just say this. If one more person tells me, Kugan, that you've handed my phone number out, I will put your mobile phone number on my channel. And then you can be answering your phone all day to cranks like I had to do all weekend.
What's good, family? Smash the like button and subscribe. So, we just heard there from top boxing general Porky's Corner. I suggest any of you man who enjoy solid boxing chat, I'd put Porky. Porky's in my top 3 right now. Yeah, top 3 boxing channels, 100%. Check him out still. Anyway, we just heard there from my dog, Porky's Corner. And listen, this right here is shocking. But it's interesting because I've been, over the last few weeks, since Billy Joe Saunders got filled in and jacked by Canelo Alvarez, I've been telling you, man, I've been explaining, I've been exposing. There's only a few of us exposing the MTK cabal, Daniel MTK-Kinahan, and their cover-up organisation. There's only a few of us putting the work in. There's only a few of us risking ourselves. And you man thought it was a joke. Oh, YB, this isn't JFK. Oh, YB, you don't have to move safe house to basement. Oh, YB, you don't have to use encrypted encro chat. Giving it all that you was. Now, we hear from my dog, Porky's Corner, telling you, man, what's really going on behind closed doors. Kugan, who, as I've explained to you, man, has been a key member involved in the conspiracy. He's a key character in this. He deletes interviews. He censors Mark Tibbs. He goes missing. No one can find Kugan right now. And now we hear he's divulging private information to people within the cartel. That there is worrying. Me, I don't use contract phone. My phone's pay as you go, no doubt. But for all you know, you just don't know how deep this cabal goes. Giving people's numbers out. Why are you giving man's number out for? You don't know who they work at. You know what I'm saying? These days, your number through a contract is, they know everything about you from your number. If you know what I'm saying, if you ain't moving peacefully like the YB is, if you ain't on your P's and Q's, they've got you. Now I find that highly suspect. So why is Kugan giving man's number out for? What's that about? Who's told him to do that? And like Porky says, who give you the permission, or better yet, scrap the permission. Who asked you to do that? Because you know me, yeah. Let's say I've got, obviously if we're friends, it's different. But clearly, obviously, Kugan is involved in this conspiracy thing right now. Porky is obviously on the other side of things. Now, again, like I was about to say, if we're friends, if me and you are in a friendship group and one of my friends asks for my number, that's one thing, innit? Oh, can you give me YB's number? No problem, innit? But if you're on other sides of the street, why are you handing numbers out? Who is asking Kugan to hand numbers out? And for what purpose? Because you best believe there ain't no good purpose. What possibly could be a good purpose of Kugan handing someone's number out? Explain that to me, please. Like, what is this? What do they think this is? Trying to intimidate people, like Porky said. Trying to intimidate, trying to silence, trying to touch people. End of the day, like I told you, man. I thought to an extent, yes, Kugan's out of order, 100%. But we do also have to appreciate he's just had a daughter. Yeah? I think a few man are overlooking this fact. He's just had a daughter. Yeah? And we know that emotionally speaking, yeah, it don't take much. Kugan's been touched. We know that for a fact. And on that basis, there's no telling. I haven't got kids, but there's no telling what I would you man who do have kids, who knows what you would and wouldn't do for them. So really, yes, we can air Kugan out. Why are you handing man's number out? But really, Kugan's he's between a rock and a hard place right now. What's he supposed to do? Tell Trapper Hand no? No, I'm not going to give you Porky's number. No, I'm not going to pass the number on to the infidels. He's got to do it. And that's what Kugan didn't understand. Kugan initially thought it was all, it's all views, it's all money. He thought it was all great. The Kinahan Cabal were paying him $1,000 a week to swan around doing boxing interviews. And even to this day, the Kinahan organisation can stay paying Kugan. He just thought you get something for nothing. That's what he thought. He thought you get something for nothing. He didn't understand the implications. You're now what they call in their pocket. And no doubt, you are in the pocket. And for years, Kugan didn't really understand what that meant. He just thought it was just fun. Oh, look, I get loads of women. I get loads of attention. I get loads of money. And now, it's come back around. And they're asking to collect. Oh, Kugan, you know how we've been paying you $100,000 a year to do nothing and swan around the place like a jackass. Now it's time for you to do something for me. I want my man's number. And you best believe Kugan for the last few days has been swanning around the place, trying to put work in, trying to find Porky's number, no doubt. So this right here is it's getting, I can't lie to you, man, it's getting kind of seedy. This whole thing's getting kind of spooky. Getting real spooky. People thought it was fun and games. Oh, YB, yeah, keep going and MTK and cartel, and next thing you know, people's personal information. Like, imagine that. People's personal information is now being traded about the place. For what purpose? And we know that Porky himself admitted he's getting threats. Threats over what? What is this? Billy, you're jacked, mate. I don't know what this big thing is. What are you trying to do? I know they're trying to implement MTK Ultra, where they try and change history of what happened. End of the day, Billy, you can stop all this. But this is how I know Billy ain't a good person. If Billy was a good person, he'd have come out and said, Dan, don't worry about the cover-up. Dan, don't worry about trying to get Porky's number. I'm just going to own this. Let me own this. You man, sit down. Kugan, Kugan, enjoy your daughter. Don't stress yourself out. Just relax. Trying to run around, be a busybody. Let me take this one. Oh, no. Billy wouldn't do that. Billy would rather have people being harassed. And Porky's even said himself, he's got Billy's cousins and whatnot calling him and harassing him. He'd rather people be harassed than him take responsibility for his actions. Let's not forget that. This isn't a case of, well, we're all culpable here. No, Billy is 100% culpable. Instead of taking it on the chin, he wants to drag everyone else into his little things. You know what I'm saying? He'd rather have people being harassed, etc., etc. And what I find the most worrying is the fact that where does this end? Okay, people's numbers are given out. What's next? People's address start. You know what I'm saying? Where does it stop? Next thing you know, bricks are coming through windows, for example, or whatever. Like, what's that? End of the day, Billy jacked. And there's nothing you man can do about it. I know you man want to try and change history. I know you'd love to believe that Billy's got another chance and Billy will come again. He's finished. He ain't coming again nowhere. Not as it pertains to Alvarez anyway. Can Billy Ho go 50-50 with Eubank again? Maybe. He may be able to go 50-50 if his eye can hold up. But for all we know, Eubank will hit him on the eye and Billy will hop out again. Because like Fury said, if you jack once, you'll jack again. They're Fury's own words. Let's not forget that. This isn't me being biased. Fury's own words were, if you jack once, you'll jack again. So I wouldn't be surprised. We know that Eubank won them last 6 rounds. And he was young then. Now, Eubank going to go in there and get to work. Billy going to fall apart. Because he's not disciplined. Billy thinks, you can have 5 years of inactivity, fighting once every blue moon, and go in there with someone like Alvarez, who's fighting 3-4 times a year, top competition, winning in devastating fashion, staying in the gym 24/7. You think you can just rock up, fighting once every blue moon? And all of these factors is what makes this such a travesty. It's the fact that the way people are carrying on is like Billy really deserved a fair shake with this one. He didn't give himself a fair shake. Mark Tibbs said it. Listen, having one decent camp and 5 years of messing about, that don't guarantee you nothing. The boxing spirits don't owe you nothing on that. What, you thought the boxing spirits were going to betray Alvarez, someone who's dedicated. He's dedicated his flesh to them. He's put the work in. He's paid them their pound of flesh. He gave them Amir Khan's chin. He's given them many chins. He's gone in there and banged away with Triple G Spot, who's a bigger fighter than Alvarez. Went in there toe to toe with him. Meanwhile, Billy was saying he wouldn't dare go in there with Triple G. Bare knuckle warrior Billy refused to go in there with Triple G. He said that Triple G would knock him out. And to be fair to him, I actually give Billy credit for that. That was probably the only time Billy Ho's been honest with himself. You're right. Triple G would have knocked you Spark out with a jab. 100% correct with that one. And ever since then, it's been uphill slope for Billy's career. That was the last time Billy was honest with himself. And now look at you. You've got the MTK Ultra, Kinahan Cabal, cover up, engaged, trying to save your career for you. What you need to do now, Billy, is try and call it all off. Yeah, let's not allow this to escalate. Let's not have Kugan out there. Allow Kugan to enjoy his kids. Don't carry on trying to touch him. Don't pressure him into doing silly things like handing people's number out and whatnot. Or better yet, do you know what? I agree with Porky. If Kugan wants to hand number out, Kugan, come and stand out. Yeah, come and own it. You know what, Porky? Yeah, I did give you number out. What are you going to do about it? Don't be a weasel about things. Don't be hiding behind internet. What you'll notice is Kugan's gone missing as well, by the way. Where's Kugan at? And again, this isn't really about Kugan. It's deeper than Kugan. He's touched as well. He's under pressure. He's under the thumb right now. So I feel, in a way, he's a victim. He was a naive victim. He thought it was all fun and games. He thought it was free money. Oh, what, something for nothing? Is what Kugan thought. Kugan was an EastEnders extras reject. Yeah? All of a sudden, he's been, many people don't really understand how IFL TV started. There's a reason. Most people have conveniently forgotten. What happened to James Helder? Yeah? It used to be IFL TV originated with Kugan and James Helder. Have you ever asked yourself, what happened to James? Oh, you haven't, have you? You just thought he disappeared. Since when does a man disappear from a multi-million-dollar business? Oops. Yeah? I'll tell you where he disappeared to. Some men were willing to bend the knee. Others weren't. Others were told to move on and give up their equity. You're going to move on and be quiet about it and be happy about it. Have you man never found it suspect how Helder just conveniently disappeared and didn't say a word? Oh well, it's in jail. Yeah, he may as well be in jail. He got done dirty. He got told, "You're moving on, James." Yeah, you're gonna take your life and you're gonna be happy with it. That's what you're gonna do. Because Helder was saying, I want equity. I want a payout. They told him, listen, payout. How about your life? Yeah, enjoy that. Since we're gonna bless it to you. That's what he was told. He was said, listen, enjoy your life. Don't worry about no payout. Because you best believe you can't spend if you ain't live, you ain't gonna have to spend nothing. So just enjoy this that we're giving to you. We're giving you the next 50 years of your life that you wouldn't have if you keep piping up. And that's why you don't hear enough from Helder. He was told silence. And at the time, all of these things were benefiting Kugan. Do you understand? So he thought it was fun and games. Even then he thought it was fun and games. Oh yeah, great. I've got this big muscle in behind me, bullying my co-partner, who wouldn't bend the knee, and And at the time, Kugan was told, yeah, Kugan, you can have 100%. You can have 100% equity now. So in a way, I don't really feel sorry for Kugan because he thought it was something for nothing. He thought, oh yeah, great. I've got these big backers behind me, paying me loads of money, and now they've pushed my partner out. Now I'm a full owner. And it was about that time Kugan started changing. He started trying to believe. He started believing his own source and buying into it. He started walking around like a hard ass. You know, like, oh, what was it? Be careful. Be careful, was it? Or be careful, look after yourself. What did he say to Ty and Booth? Here's another shill as well, but either way. That there was Insider Shiller Wars. Kugan and Tyann is a built-in Insider Shiller Wars, but they're both working for the same team. Truth be known. But what you notice there is, and that was it, be safe. When Kugan said be safe to Tyann Booth, again, many people don't understand where that comes from. It was around that time Held had been chopped off, as such. So Kugan's hearing all the behind the scenes stuff. Do you understand? He knows his partner's just been given the chop and told to be quiet and move on and to enjoy his life. Money? No, what you'll do is you'll enjoy the rest of your life. Yeah? Or you won't. That's what he was told. You either will or you won't. Either way, it don't make a difference to us. Because just as easily as you can walk away from this deal and be quiet, you can end up in the River Thames. Or you can end up missing somewhere. How about that? So it's up to you. Don't make a scrap of difference to us. Because people don't realise, Kugan, yeah, IFO TV is the eyes and the ears. He's everywhere. He's seeing everything. He's essentially a visible MI5 operation is what Kugan does. He keeps the eyes and the ears on everyone. Yeah, at all times. There's nothing goes on in boxing that Kugan and therefore the Cabal don't know about. That's what we do know. It's essentially, what do they call it? It's essentially a surveillance operation, no doubt. But anyway, where I was going with this was, when Kugan said to Tyann, be safe, it was around that time Kugan was starting to feel himself, because he's got all this money. He's just been given his partners 50%. Oh wait there, I'm getting all this money now. It's all mine. I'm not having to split it. I've got these big powerful backers who can make people just walk away from a 50. Who can make people just walk away from $1 million business. Let's not forget that. James Helder walked away from a multi-million-dollar business for nothing. Who does that? Oh, yeah. Oh, now it's making sense. James Helder disappeared so concisely. People thought he was in jail. That's how much he disappeared. And you think that's normal? You think a multi-million-dollar man just walks away and don't say nothing, and you don't hear nothing from him, even to this day, don't know where he is? You think that what is that? Have none of you man actually asked yourself that question? I've never seen anything like it. Tell a lie, I have. I've seen it in movies. When someone's told disappear, you best move on and enjoy your life, or don't. That's what the way James Helder has acted is exactly how them kind of things go down. He may as well. He's gone missing. Helder is truly missing, and that's what happens. That's what happens when you end up on the wrong side of things. So like I was saying, let me give you I'll explain all the little things, because people don't actually understand the wider context here. Be safe. Again, him saying that comes at a time when he's starting to feel himself, because he realises how powerful the organisation around him is. His partner has just been told to move on and be quiet, and he did so. Helder moved on and was quiet. However, when at that point, Kugan hadn't been touched himself, and that's the problem. You see, people don't realise that me today, you tomorrow, kind of thing. People who are smart, people who anyone with a brain, yeah, or someone who's quite analytical would be thinking, wait there a minute, who are these people I'm involved with? They've just touched my partner, who's given up 50% of $1 million business and has moved on silently, What did you think, innit? What you thought they was your friends? Oh, and that's where you went wrong, Coogie. Yeah, you thought it will never happen to me because we're oops, oops. Now you've realised and the thing is as well, held is nice. You're in even deeper. You can't just leave. You ain't going nowhere. And that's why you're running around the place, getting people's numbers and trying to find people's addresses. That's what you're doing right now. No doubt. And don't tell me, oh, it's JFK, it's JFK. If it's JFK, why is Kugan running around giving people's number out for? Explain that, please. If it's not JFK, what is Kugan doing right now? And again, that be safe thing, Kugan was feeding himself, not understanding the wider context of what he's involved in. And when he told Tyan be safe, he was basically telling him, listen, Tyan, you don't understand the guys I've got around me. You best wind your neck in. Otherwise, you end up like Helder. And it was, to be honest with you, thinking about it now, it was around that time actually that Tyan himself. It's all making sense now. It's all making sense. It's all making perfect sense. It's around that time Tyan himself got touched. Is it a mistake or is it a coincidence that we've seen one video from Tyan since Billy Joe left? When AJ lost here, Tyan was pumping videos out every day, pumping about AJ. Billy loses, he comes out and shills for him, and then disappears. He's done one video in 2 weeks, and the one video he did do was blowing Billy Joe off. So is it a coincidence? Kugan tells him to be safe, and then weeks later, Tyan himself is part of the cabal, part of the, what do you call it? Part of the Shilaloa cartel. Yeah? Tyan Booth is part of the Shilaloa cartel, no doubt. He signed right up for it. And that's the thing, again, Kugan thought he was smart at that point in time. He thought it's all funny, oh, you know what, I'll put the order in on Tyan. Tyan got touched. Yeah? Why do you think Tyan moved? And the thing is, Tyan himself has even let a few things slip. It was only in his live stream the other day, or the other week, where he said, oh, you know, I didn't really want Kugan to come to my home address. Now, think about that for a second. Remember, this is all supposed to be funny boxing. It's all supposed to be funny boxing. Why would Tyan say, I didn't really want Kugan to come round to my address? Kugan said, oh, what's your address? See, in that there in itself, what's that about? What is it about? Why is Kugan asking people's addresses for? And Tyan at the time made a joke, oh, you know, I know the people that he's involved with. Do you? You best believe he does. Because guess what? It's no coincidence Tyan is shilling for these man there. It's all come round circle now. All them little things, yeah, to be safe, I don't want to give Kugan my address. It's all, innit? And if it's not, oh, YB, you mean, you're finding things aren't there. I'm just telling you, man, exactly what happened. And giving you, man, filling in the missing spaces. Anyway, listen, Porky, stay safe. Yeah, these guys are spooky looking asses right now. That's what we do know.